Hola, mi amores. So I don't know what my computer's doing. It looks like it might be lagging. Hasn't did that in a while, but who knows. So I don't even want to make a video today, but then Anthony inboxed me and he reminded me of something I did a while ago when I was still in religion and I knew it was going to be a rapture September 23rd. And so I pulled up, I don't know what he just sent me. If I was to write a symbol of what I have learned about Earth, this would be my first drawing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is first, I'm going to do, I don't know. So let me show you what I pulled up. First of all, this is what I'm in the middle of doing. And I'm trying to finish it before the new moon. And I have like 15 more magazines to go because I'm making a huge, I don't know why it keeps freezing. I'm making a huge collage, like a vision board, which I've never done, which I probably should have did like 3 times by now. And plus, that's what we're doing in Joy's class is the whole manifestation, like CDs and stuff. So I made this when I was in religion, and it's not long, but I just knew that there was going to be a rapture. I made 4 of them, and I made 5. No, I made 4, and me and Jalen shared one. But my original one I gave to a pastor of a church because I wrote out the whole Jewish calendar, and I did all this stuff in it. I don't even think, because he was the only preacher at that time that was really even talking like about rapture and stuff. And so I gave it to him. But I'll just kind of go through it because I pulled it back out, which I know there's 2 deities in the Bible. So this really doesn't apply to me anymore, even though there's still a lot of truth in the Bible. But he threw me off when he kept texting me this morning and he was saying something about the banks and the Sabbat and all this stuff, which I had all that stuff wrote out. And we do go off the Gregorian calendar, which we should go off the lunisolar calendar. And you can even get that app on your phone to see. And the only reason I knew about that calendar is because when I was in religion, I wanted to know when the hell the true Sabbath was. I wasn't going to church every Sunday. This was just the spirit of truth growing. Okay, so let's just use a butterfly as an IE. It's a freaking caterpillar. And then it eats and eats and eats. And then it goes into a cocoon. And Lord knows how it does that out of its own silk woven stuff it makes. Then when it comes out, it's a butterfly. So in this whole process, let's just picture that. So when I was still in religion, I was going through all this stuff, and this was one of the processes. I mean, I traced this stuff back to when Jesus was the Daniel, and you know how Daniel's dream of the 7 by 7, the Jubilee, and all this stuff. I mean, I had so many charts and everything, and I just got rid of all that stuff, which I wish I would have kept now, because I feel like that would have helped me with what I'm doing right now, even though I don't even need to do this because I just do not even deal with this stuff anymore. But he was talking about the lunisolar calendar, basically, and we're going off the Gregorian calendar. And let me just give you an example. So that means I have to break down what a Shemite year is and everything, which I don't want to do any of that. But a Shemite year runs from September 25th to September 13th. And what the Sabbath year, it's also called the Shemite year. And what that means is release. So you could probably Google that stuff and go all the way back to the stock market, and you will see every time it's a Shemite year, something happens, or the stocks crash, or something major happens every 7th year. And that's a Shemite year. Now, okay, so I'll just give you a little example. This is all stuff I typed up and did. I mean, like, I did all this stuff. My daughter found this lady on Instagram, and I just was like back and forth with her like nonstop, and we were just so on it. But it says God also commanded a Jubilee year that occurs every 7 Sabbath years. So 7 Sabbath years times 7 times equals 49 years. So now that's how you get the 49 years that I'm going to be describing. And I don't have time to go back to do all this because I really even hate, I'm backtracking now, but I'm just trying to explain because I know he'll watch this video. So let's just be clear. I just told you what a Shemite year was, and that's that year of release. And that's the Sabbath year. This is what we're talking about. So, Hiroto, God also commanded a Jubilee year that occurs every 7 Sabbath years. That's 7 Sabbath years times 7 years equals 49 years. So 49 years plus the 1 Jubilee year is 50 years. There are many that believe the next Jubilee will be celebrated the next Jubilee to be celebrated will be either this next Jewish year from September 2015 to September 2016, or possibly 7 years later. The Jubilee, and only reason that's so shaky is because if you go, and I typed that up too, if you go off of this all starts in Daniel when he has the dream or whatever, when Jesus looks like the Messiah or the Prince of Peace. Well, they say, or Isaac Newton thinks Jesus looked like the Prince of Peace when he got baptized in the river, which I agree with. Jesus looks like the Prince of Peace when he rode in on the donkey and was getting waved with palm leaves 4 days before his crucifixion. And I'm talking about to the exact day, 17,600 came up to September 23rd, 2016. It's really crazy how all this stuff works. But I'm just pulling this back out so maybe I'll see it with new eyes, something that I did a long time ago that I saw with those eyes. And now that I'm more mature in maybe certain situations or spiritually, that I can maybe understand this. So I'll just read through it, and then whatever it falls, if it falls on good seed, then good. But he inboxed me with all this stuff, and it just made me think. And it's just coincidental I had this. So, celebrated either this next Jewish year from September 25th, 2015 to September 2016, or possibly 7 years later. The Jubilee has to come at the end of a 7-year cycle. Also, the 12 tribes of Israel must be in the land and with a restoration of Israel as a nation in 1948, and Jerusalem being restored back to Israel in 1967, along with other signs. These are good indications that a Jubilee is very close. And I'll give you an example about that I typed up. I can't believe I even have this stuff. I can't believe this was even me. Like, seriously. Because I know what the 12 stands for, and it's the current. Okay, so let's just see. And I'm going to even break it down in 1948. As you read further in this document, I printed these out. Like I told you, I gave this to the pastor. I printed this out. This was just a meme. And I just did all this stuff. So as you read further, you will see a call to Jews to return to Israel has been made. Let me turn on my face thing. Just in case Anthony pops up, because he was still in my inbox. I don't even know how I got here because I really just wanted to pull cards. So let's just see. He pops up. He was still in my inbox. Okay. So, let's set this right here. All right. As you read further, you will see a call to Jews to return to Israel has been made. As of 2014, about 55% of the Jews lived in other countries outside of Israel. We know God will bring his children home as he always has done. Okay. Only reason I have a problem is because I know that the God we're talking about here, or the Jews worship, is the God of the earth. I could even probably just go out on a limb because this is my channel and I'm just telling you what I feel. I'm not telling anybody else what to think. I'm just telling you what I know to be truth for me. And if you ever read, like I'll say it again, the 5th book, the 5th interview by Dr. Jameson Narado, it's a PDF. It's like 80 pages. You will see what I'm talking about. And it was just like it was just the glue that sealed everything that I know. But the God they're speaking of here is the old deity. You can see it. I made a video about it in Daniel 9, chapter 14, where you can see where they're speaking of the two deities, the merciful one, and then the deity, the law that they did not obey. And that's the source, or the God I know. And I don't even call him God. Or you can talk about the deity that you have to sacrifice to, and they would stone people on the Sabbath, and the strict one, and that's the deity of, or the one we'll talk about, or Dr. Navarro talks about, that in Atlantis time is the one that inhabited the souls into our vessels, and we're trapped, and then we do the whole reincarnation process. And then they made the human 2.0, which is us now, that we're still the souls trapped doing the reincarnation process while they harvest all our energy. That's what all these ley lines for, is energy grids, not for our benefit. And I don't know why it keeps freezing. And now we can They just upgraded us, so now we can reproduce, and we're still all our energy and everything is still going to feed these whatever. So anyway, let me just finish this real quick because I'm so over this. But he said something about something that really affects all of us, but I'm not going to speak it because I'm just going to whatever happens, happens. So we know God will bring his children home. Okay, Now, mind you, I just told you what God I know what they're talking about here. This is not our merciful Christian God. This is the one you have to sacrifice to, do all these feasts, So the Jubilee will be 6,000 years. This goes a long timeline to show. I did a timeline. I cannot believe this was me. Like, I just knew the world was ending. I mean, it was going to be a rapture on September 23rd last year. I even was showing the 3D, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit in the Bible. Like, this is before September 6th when I heard the word dogma. So let me give you an example of Isaac Newton and the exact time. Like, I can't believe I did this. I did the last day of the Great White Throne Judgment. Oh, my God. I can't believe people are still stuck in this dead binding letter. The new heaven and the new earth, tribulation and the rapture. I even did all of and wrote out with Bible scripture the Feast of the Trumpets. I did the 7 churches, the Laodicean church with the lampstands and the 7 churches. Did the angel of the 7 church? I mean, I just cannot believe this was me. I wrote out the 7 seals and what they meant, like the false teachers of Christ, and that was Revelation 6. I did everything, and I backed it with Bible scripture because I was like, somebody has to see this. The 2nd seal would be the conflict on earth. The 3rd seal was the famine and the economic crisis, which some of this could still be relevant to us. The 4th seal, pestilence and disease. The 5th seal, the martyrs. The 6th seal, cosmic disturbances causing catastrophic global events. The 7th seal is the trumpet. And I did that quote. I did that from Revelations 8, 1-4, Revelations 10, 7, Revelations 11, 15, Joshua 6, 4, and 6, 15 through 16. I didn't only just do that. Then I did the 7 bold judgment. Like, do you see what I did here, y'all? Like, I was so serious about this. I think that's why the truth abides in me like it does, because I'm not good with just, like, I traced the Bible all the way back to when Constantine was 17. My spirit will not. I know I was a warrior many times, and I cannot wait to get there. So it just goes into that. Lord, I was crazy back then. Like, you can tell I've been literally in the house for years. All right. To calculate prophecy, we need to perform the following steps. To convert our 2,520 prophetic years into calendar years, we multiplied 2,520 by the 360. I wasn't doing the 365. I was doing the 360 lunar solar calendar. I wasn't doing the Gregorian calendar. I was doing the calendar they followed. Okay. So I didn't do it by the 365 Gregorian calendar we follow. All right. So we multiplied 2,520 by the 360 days of the prophetic year. Our answer is 907,200 days. We then divide the 907,200 days by the 365.25. That's our now Gregorian calendar we live off of. The length of a solar year. Our answer is 2,483 calendar years. We now want to subtract the year 536 BC. That's a whole nother thing. And I got into with the papacy, because the papacy didn't come into act, I think, until 586. Remember Emperor Justinian, and he wasn't even the first emperor that helped the Romans back then. It was, I'll have to dig that crap up, but I just really started from Emperor Justinian, and that was before they did the anyway, let me just stay focused. We now want to subtract the 536 BC, the year in which the Babylon captivity ended, from our 2,483. Keep it in mind, there is no year 0 AD. Our answer is 1948. Now, if you know anything about 1948, the year Israel was reinstated as a nation. So you see how this is all just like going like this. So I just knew it was a rapture. So then I put in scripture. I went to Amos 9, 14 through 15, Isaiah 11 through 12, verse 12, Jeremiah 16, So let me just, I even touched on, well, this is what she really was doing. I wasn't with the Isaac Newton, but this was me and another lady, and I won't say her name because I don't know if that's against the law, but it's something that we actually did. And then I put all our links and stuff that we used in the back because I didn't want to copyright anything because I don't know what I can do out here now. So this is what she really was on because she really was with this. So Isaac Newton, this is the last thing I'll go about this, then we're moving on. So Isaac Newton's prophecy about Israel becoming a nation in Daniel 9:25, because remember that's what I'm basing all this on, is the Jubilee year that Daniel spoke of, the 7 by 7 by 7. So Sir Isaac Newton lived 300 years ago, 1642 to 1727, and was one of the greatest geniuses in all history, perhaps the greatest. He is called the father of modern science and the father of industrial revolution. He discovered many scientific laws. God chose Isaac Newton to impart many of his deepest secrets. Newton was also a Bible scholar who translated directly from the Hebrew and Greek. So if you know anything about AEJ 777 or anybody that really like breaks down the Bible, go to somebody that actually uses the strong coordinates from Hebrew. You will be so ass backwards if you just tried to read the Bible in English, because remember, it translated from Hebrew to Greek. Now we got the Greek version of however they translated it. Just like if you know Spanish, they say their sentence is completely different. Hi, my name is, theirs is nothing like that. So anyway, so just pay attention to that. Hi, Joseph. Anthony got me started on this, Joseph, that I did not even want to do. But I'm just trying to explain to him what, I don't even know why he's not here because he's the one that started all this and he was in my inbox. So he might be here, just not saying nothing. So anyway, I'm just going through what I made when I just knew it was a rapture before God blessed me with the word dogma and stopped me on this crazy ass journey. And of course there was no rapture. But I'm just trying to explain what I'm even talking about here. So Newton was a Bible scholar who translated directly from Hebrew and Greek. He was, oh great, now they're mowing the grass. Again, I told you every time I make a video, they're mowing the grass. He was unusually drawn to the prophet Daniel, which he began studying at age 12 and continued until he died at age 85. In fact, the Columbian History of the World, a secular history book, remarks at the end of his days, he spent more time studying and writing about the prophecies in the book of Daniel than he did in charting the heavens. I don't know if people are familiar with Isaac Newton, but he's like a, well, I wouldn't say compared to Nostradamus, but how Nostradamus is to me, that's how Isaac Newton is to some people. For years, I have been intrigued with Newton's interpretation of Daniel 9:25 in the 62 weeks and 7 weeks. You have to go to Daniel 9:25 to even read what I'm talking about if you don't know. So it's the 62 times 7 is 434 years, and the 7 times 7 is the 49 years. Remember, I just went through the Shema and the Sabbath. Counted from the going forth of the command to restore and build Jerusalem. In his commentary on Daniel, a copy of which I have, Newton wrote that the interpretation of those 69 weeks is usually incorrect, violating the Hebrew language. He said the two numbers should not be added together as most scholars do, but the 434 years refers to the Messiah's first coming, which he demonstrated, and the 49 years refers to his second coming. After Israel was reestablished, an idea unheard of 300 years ago, but happening in our generation. The start date for counting has been controversial. Many thought the 49-year count would be the date of Israel's rebirth on May 14th, 1948, but alas, that did not work out. Other dates were tried unsuccessfully. But what if the count begins on one of the two most historical dates in Jewish history, the date in the miraculous Six-Day War when Israel captured Jerusalem at the Temple Mount, June 7th, 1967. Now, I do agree with that part. Assume, and I can show you mine exactly. So assume the 49-year count, the 49 Jewish years, remember the 360 days is what I'm going off of. So if we do 49 Jewish years, that's the 49 times 360 days. It's 17,640 days. So let's just say that does start on June 7th, 1967. So you can use a date calculator, and I put the link right here. And it's just, you can go, anyone can Google a date calculator, timeanddate.com. We learned that the 17,640 day count takes us exactly to September 23rd, 2015. Do you see where I'm going here? September 23rd, 2015 is the Day of Atonement. So now I did not want to open this because now I feel like I have to explain what all this stuff is. Daniel. So let me just kind of, I mean, I even did, do you see this? Because nothing was coincidental. And like every blood moon or the triad, not just the blood moon, the whole triad of the blood moons in the solar eclipse and stuff, all passed on Passover or some Jewish holiday. Since I'm not talking some, let me just show you where I went there. Let me finish where I'm at. These are what I'm talking about. Okay. And all the way back from 162 AD to 163 AD was the worst persecution to Jews and Christians in the time of the Roman Empire. I mean, they all were Jewish holiday eclipse. All of them. And they all passed like on Passover, Yom Kippur, Jewish Passover, Yom Kippur. I mean, they all passed in these triads. So I was like, okay, this cannot be coincidence, which I still don't think it can be, because I know now we live like in this man-made everything. And I already know something's not up with the moon. I know that I feel like we're in the Truman Show. But do you see that? Like, this stuff is not coincidental. It's not some of them. It's all of them. So anyway, that drove me crazy. And here are the past 7 tetrads since the church age that occur on Jewish holy days, along with the one we are currently in. Because remember, in September, we had that blood moon and all that stuff going on. All on holidays. There's not another tetrad on Jewish holy days until 2582 and 2583. That will be the next tetrad on Jewish holy days. So anyway, I guess Anthony's not going to be here, so I don't know why. He'll come back and see it, though. So anyway, that's what I was trying to talk about to him, and I just pulled this up, and I felt like, let me just show you the Jewish calendar so people can pull it up if they want to. Let's see, entire screen, share, hide that part. Go there, Jewish calendar. Okay, so let's just go to 2016. I don't even know what these things are. So, okay, Rosh Hashanah on a Jewish calendar, remember a 360-year calendar, is like the head of the year. They celebrate this. It's like the birthday of the universe. We can compare it to the Jewish calendar. It's the creation of Adam and Eve, or like a day of judgment. That's what Rosh Hashanah is. And then Yom Kippur is the holiest day of the year. They feel like that's when your soul's closest to God. And it's like a whole ritual they do and all this stuff. But remember, I'm thinking it's the God, Apollyon, Jesus, Paul, and John, the Revelator, Constantine, and Abyssus, heavenly added to the deception. Yeah, I know. I don't even want to bring this up because I don't want to confuse people with what I know to be true now. But I brought this up. This is something I did over a year ago. And I told you I woke up that morning, September 6th, to the word dogma. And I didn't even know what the hell dogma was then, but I know now, and that's everything that I'm doing now. That I should just leave in the dirt and just pull cards like I want to do. And then there's Sukkot. And here is when, remember, they wandered for 40 years in the wilderness, and these people, or the Jews, build like a hut. It's called a sukkah. And they eat all their meals there for 7 days. It's just all kinds of stuff they do here. But remember, even when Moses went up on the mount, and an angel gave him the commandments. You can look this stuff up yourself. You have to know what these words mean in the Hebrew strong coordinates. You have to, that's just for your own journey. So let's just be off of that for right now. But I was really just going through that with Anthony because, how do I do that? Stop screen sharing. Because he was talking about all this stuff, and it just really made me bring this back up, which I don't even know why I still have this. But who knows? Maybe somebody will get back to me with this. So some things we're doing. Remember, it's a new moon coming up. And what I'm doing, this is my little folder. I have all this stuff. I'm going to make a huge vision board. I mean, huge. And all you're doing is cutting out words. Look at this. Isn't this cute? Travel. And I have like 5 more books to, or I have like about 15 more books to go through. And I'm going to be working on that. I feel like everybody should have a vision board, especially in this day and age, dealing with everything we got going on. Seriously. So, look what I found at the library. Do you know why I did this? Okay, who came? Amber. She came in my inbox. I want to say her name's Amber, but I know her YouTube name, so I don't know if it's Amber. So she came in my inbox, and nothing's coincidental. And we were talking, and she was telling me about the Yoni eggs and how that just helped her so much on her like journey to cleanse. And a Yoni egg, which you can Google, is like an egg a female will insert in. There's different kinds. There's black obsidian. Like, say if someone's been raped or molested, they would use rose quartz. And that's like self-love down there and do all these things. So guess who ordered Yoni eggs? And I will tell you everything that happens. But I'm not doing rose quartz because even though I might need to, because I've had situations, but nothing like why I feel like rose quartz would be used down there. So I got black obsidian, and all the things I've seen about black obsidian, like it brings all the emotions, and then you just have to cleanse it like a crystal and everything. But that's what I'm going to be doing. And she did that. But she was also talking, I popped in on one of her posts about just all the stuff with herbs and how much it can help, in rosemary, how that helps with memory. So now I'm about to go to the store, buy me some rosemary, and start learning how to grow it myself. And this book I got for 10 cents at the library yesterday, which we were just talking about herbs. Let's see if I can find it. Mugwort. Like, it has everything in here. So Mama's going to be getting up on the, let's see, on, I mean, it has everything in here. It has the history of herbs, the herb garden, herbs for beauty, herbs as gifts, herbs as medicine, cooking with herbs, herbs, teas, and beverages. Because you know what I'm doing every morning? I'm doing 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar and 2 teaspoons of raw honey. Like, I can eat honey. Like, I want my own bees so they can live happily ever after and harvest my own honey. But then I just feel so guilty even eating the honey, and I don't want to get into those arguments with the vegans about harvesting the honey and eating it, because I feel like even with flowers, if you use them and pick them and you give thanks before you just rip them off the ground, they want to serve and do just like we want to serve. Like, people, some humans sacrifice where is rosemary? Sacrifice. So same thing for the better good. That's just me. I just give thanks to everything anyway and appreciate. Even before I walk on the grass, I let them know I'm about to walk on the grass. You have to anyway because the fairies. But I just do that. So I can't believe this video is probably 2 hours long, and I don't even know what I'm even talking about here, or why the hell I'm even feeling like I need to make a video. Well, can't find rosemary. Imagine. Okay, parsley. So it must be in alphabetical order. Through, say, how, elder. So it's not in order. Why don't they have like a freaking, let's see. Let me find rosemary just so I can say, if you don't know anything else, just do rosemary. Why? How is there no table of contents here? Just go straight into the herbs. Aloe vera. When I was on a walk a few days ago, I saw like natural aloe vera growing. Big, huge ones. So this will give like a description of what it is. Then it gives a history and a mythology. Then it gives cultivation. Then a harvesting and processing. Aloe vera, fresh or preserved aloe vera juice has great healing quantities both internally and externally. Various uses. Culinary, medicinal, I'm assuming medical, cosmic, companion plantain, aloe vera juice or gel is added to many cosmetics for its healing, soothing, anti-wrinkling. I need some aloe vera ASAP. And then that's what it does. But is this for 10 cents? Are you serious now? Like, people's trash is my treasure. Like, seriously. You know what? Just having a conversation, because of course I've been physically active. Duh. I have kids. But Where I'm at now, don't get me wrong. Physical activity is still great. That's just because the body likes what the body likes. But mental activity, there's no comparing with that. So if somebody inboxes me and it comes across something and it's something I already know, and then I can have a whole conversation, oh, you better watch out. I got this for 10 cents. The eggs, oh my God, that's what's funny about the eggs, John. I'm a woman. I have to heal down there. Remember, I've had some trauma. I had abortion and stuff, so I'm going to heal with a Yanni egg. I don't know. And plus, you got to think, every person you've ever had sex with, you've had sex with that person and anybody before they've had sex with. Who wants that shit? I'm not dragging all that dead weight. I tell my kids, I will cut my kids off if I don't see forward progress in them every day. I don't deal with dead weight, period, even with my own kids. If you're not doing forward progress, you're not going to be in my circle. And that's just how it always is. So I'm not dealing with dead weight, and I'm not about to drag that crap around. And so that's what I told my, when I ordered my Yanni egg, because I only got the black obsidian and the quartz, and they come in 3 different sizes. And it's like all this stuff. It's like a whole, I just couldn't even believe I came across that. Only reason I like it is because it's crystals. And I just know with crystals, what's that mean? So I set the intention, because now I feel like this is my art through the eyes. And what I'm going to do now is just like, I feel like I'm just going to share with somebody. And I already set the intention. This message is not just for me, even though they're always just for me anyway. But I send it for whoever sees it. So if you don't want to see tarot cards, you can just hang up. Whoever's even on anyway. It's probably just my kids and John. And I will be reporting back with the Yanni eggs, because some people are so embarrassed to even touch themselves or do this or wash a certain way. Like some women are really like that. You have to experience yourself. If you don't know yourself, how is anyone else going to know you? So I'll pull this one because it was sticking up. And what I'm going to do right now is body, mind, and spirit. The body to me today, it represents the material world. The mind is going to represent our thoughts for the day. And the spirit represents the subconscious. I love this deck. Like this deck, as a matter of fact, I didn't even upload the video. When I did it, get to know this deck, I asked like 7 questions. And I asked what it sees me as, what we're going to do together. See how that, oh no, that's 2. I'm not going to pull that. What it sees me as and what we're going to do together. And then not only did it answer all those questions that was too funny, the whole bottom of the cards made a whole sentence on top of that. It's funny because somehow I know it's true. Oh yeah. And my friend, she's been on it for 5 years, and she was like, and she's like a clairvoyant, like she like goes to places and tells people what spirits were there. Like she's amazing. And why are these not wanting to come up? Let me focus here. I already got our body. So like this is the mind. Let's see what the spirit is. And she's just amazing. And when she said that, it was just so matter of fact, like a conversation. So I was like, we'll just say that. I never did this like this, so we'll just see how this works. But by the law of attraction, which I'm going through all the spiritual laws, and if anybody knows anything, I would at least follow those or at least do research on the spiritual laws. But for my karma to be good back to me, I'm going to give it to everybody, to whoever's looking for it. So for body, for the material world today, it says love with an open heart. Like these cards are very amazing. So love with an open heart. So I don't know anything about this deck. So let's see what it says. You know what? I'm just a jack of many trades. Really not too many, but I want to be. And the stuff I know, I just know. And the stuff I don't know, something's probably crossed my path where I kind of know. And so I'll just take it from there. Anoint your beloved. What does that mean? So let's see if I can find it. Angel of Faith. Okay. It says, expand in meaning. Keep your love sacred with ceremony. Take time apart from the mundane world to be with your partner. Whether under the trees and stars or in inner sanctum of your home, take part in a ritual honoring your love and each other. Aromatherapy oils and incense can enhance your ceremony. Imagine the smoke of the fire of incense carrying your invocations and I can't need my glasses and invocations up into the celestial realm. An altar may be created by both of you with some precious things gathered from your many experiences together. Each one is then being charged with a significance from being there. Stop a moment to contemplate them, appreciate each other, and the value of unconditional love. Spending this time reinforces your relationship, making an alchemical marriage of yin and yang energies together, creating a powerful and enduring bond. So, for the body today from us is love with an open heart. And that's so funny that I got this because to me, it could be one thing. And I'm like, okay, I don't like that. And then I would just cut somebody off. Like, seriously. Or I won't even give somebody the time of day. So, And for the, what is today? I mean, what is this? Body, what I say, mind and spirit. So for mind, which is our daily thoughts for today, truth conquers all. I always get this one. Be courageous. Truth conquers all. Can you see it? So let's see what that one says. Truth conquers all. So for our thoughts today, truth conquers all. Why the hell can these not just be in order? Not that I'm complaining, because I'm grateful. Be courageous. I need to see. Why is this just, like, seriously? 98. I should know that page. I always get this freaking card. So the expanded meaning for this card, knowledge of a situation dispels the fear of the unknown. This will lead to illumination and freedom. Sinclair Knight sits, well, that's funny because these are the Knights and the Knights Templar on October 13th, 1307. Remember when they, shit, it happened before that too, but that's where we got Friday the 13th from, October 13th, 1307. But the Knights Templar is the ones I was talking about when Emperor Justinian, they were trying to, I guess, keep all these things hidden, maybe like Gnostic Gospels, and all these things were going on. And he sent them all through the fire, children, women, everybody, but the Knights Templar. So isn't that funny? So a Sinclair Knight sits on the bridge leading to Roslyn Castle. Underneath him is a secret subterranean passageway leading to the vaults of Roslyn Chapel. He looks out with anticipation, wondering when the vaults will be opened and their scrolls of wisdom revealed. The only words carved in the stone of Roslyn Chapel are, wine is strong, the king is stronger. Women are stronger still, but truth conquers all. I've never remember reading this part, y'all. It's funny. I know, John. So the only words carved in the stone of Roslyn Chapel are, wine is strong, the king is stronger, women are stronger still, but truth conquers all. And that's funny because I was just talking about the yoni egg, and I feel like women need to empower their own selves and know who they are. Because remember, we are feminine and masculine just like men are feminine and masculine, and it's all about balance. And our subconscious is telling us, take action. So let's see what he says. No, don't touch the floor. This is what I do. And after this, I'll probably go lounge at the pool because Mama needs a tan. And I just need to just stop because I don't want to go back to this place of just doing all this stuff. I just want to make my vision board, live in the now, but I don't live with my head in the sand. So I do know the return. So I do know, where the hell is this one at? So I do know where, I do understand it's Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton and all this bull crap. All right, let me focus here. The return of, okay, where? I get to go see my daughter Sunday, so I get my glasses back because this is just ridiculous. Which really, I found my Dr. CB folder in a whole nother binder of stuff I had. And I can just really heal myself. He has like an eye solution. All right, so let's see what our subconscious is telling us for today. It says, expanded meaning. Past mistakes can be corrected. Transmute your history through positive action now. Create a more promising future. Do you see these cards? Like, I have so many decks. These decks are all for my personal use. I just am now opening it up and sharing because I'm like, well, I recorded a video in my room like 3 days ago, right? Just messing around with my kids. And when I was messing around with my kids, I was like, well, it was like 11:30 at night. So I was like, well, let me record. So I turned on the flash on my phone. I started recording. All these orbs was coming up to my camera. Like they were coming. Derek was like, my oldest son was like, that's dust. But they would come straight to the camera and then zoom to the left. Or they would come from the bottom and zoom to the, like it was doing all kinds of stuff. And I was like, this cannot be for real. And all this stuff is so for real. So our subconscious is telling us past mistakes can be corrected. Transmute your history through positive action now. Create a more promising future. And then the person on this card is the legendary Irish hero, Chu Chalin's original name was Setanta. In self-defense, he killed the chief Chulin's favorite guard dog with a hurley ball. In recompense, Setanta offered his services as a replacement for the dog. He then became known as Cuchulainn, or Hound of Cuchulainn. In the painting, he has come back as a more evolved hero and eco-warrior, having made peace with the dog who is now his shamanic friend. He has returned to protect the ancient century of Tara, as well as the other sacred sites from needless destruction and development, which I wasn't even holding the car up. So I'm not a tarot reader like this. I do tarot, but these are oracle, and this is like a whole nother world. But anyway, that's what I would have got for our mind, body, and spirit. So for the body, it's telling me love with an open heart and do like a whole thing with a partner, if you have a partner. Which is funny because my mind was somewhere else this morning. Be courageous, truth conquers all. That's the daily thoughts for today. Be courageous, truth conquers all. That's what I feel like I need to be because I just dug up this whole walk by faith crap. And my subconscious is leading me to take action. So anyway, that's a mind, body, spirit. And that's what I would have done. And then I have, what else do y'all want to do? John, you still with me? Is anybody with me? How long has this been? I got to crack myself up. Does anybody have questions? Because I know Ramsey has 1,000 questions that he sends me and wants to talk about. But then you have to think, I have stuff printed for days. So I'll just be printing up stuff. So I guess since no one wants to talk to me or has anything to say, I don't really pull this deck much. And I always want to at least let everyone know what angel we have. Did you see how this one's popping out like this? So I guess we'll just pull this one. And I already cleansed the deck and said what I was going to say. So the guidance message today from our angels is listen. And it says, quiet your mind, beloved one, and listen to our gentle reassurance that everything has been taken care of. Stay in a quiet and receptive state without worrying about the exact nature of your desire's manifestation. A quiet mind and body hears us quickly and clearly. This is our request to you. Listen. Like, hello, did you just hear that? Did you see how these talk to me? Because I'm over here a nervous wreck because he inboxed me saying something that's going to affect everybody and then my kids and everything. So I pulled this thing out. That drives me crazy because I know there's two deities and I don't even want to touch on this subject because nobody gets that really. Some do. That's for your own spirit of truth to lead you. That's nothing I can teach you. I couldn't teach anybody anything. What you perceive and receive from somebody talking or it resonates with you, that's different. That's not teaching anything. And if I was talking about anything, all I would ever do is reawaken something in you, just like people reawaken stuff in me. It's nothing about teaching or I know more than you. It's just life. Can't be mad at our incarnations or how many times either of us have been here. In my family, I have mature souls and young souls. So I know that now, and I can't just expect something for my younger one or my oldest one for that matter is a young soul, which is him all day. He's still more. So anyway, this is the funniest, best message I ever got. And didn't I just tell y'all I'm about to just go to the pool and just read a book and do nothing? Because what can we really do? And I just sat here and started my video showing you I'm making a vision board. And I'm going to just put that out in the universe. And then I'm just going to just listen to myself. So I'll just read this one last time and then we'll be gone because I'm going to the pool. So it says, quiet your mind, beloved one, and listen to our gentle reassurance that everything has been taken care of. Stay in a quiet and receptive state. Now, just saying that word is making me say this. The universe sends us all thousands of messages daily. It can be a feather. It can be a song on the radio when you're thinking something in your head and something just says something, like to answer the question you're thinking. You might come down the street and see a billboard. Those are all signs from the universe. Now, you're going to pass them 1,000 times a day. What you need to, if you're going to use the word pray, is just be thankful that you're receptive to receive the messages that are being thrown at you. That's the whole key. Are you receptive to what you're even asking for? You have to be able to see it. So stay in a quiet and receptive state without worrying about the exact nature of your desires manifestation. A quiet mind and body hears us quickly and clearly. This is our request to you. Listen, and let me tell you something. As many cards as I have, and I pull every freaking card I get in somewhere like this or with meditation. And guess what I don't do? Meditate. So just imagine if I actually practiced what I preached and did it. I have good things about the Bates method for fixing eyesight. Oh, do you, John? Because it's like this, all my eyes just started doing this. Maybe like the more I started, because I can read I just was reading like literally a 400-page book in like 3 days. And then all of a sudden, since I've never exercised my eyes, I had like my eyes were just like, okay. So then I needed glasses. And then I got glasses, which I guess I should just pull this since I didn't. At least I'm going to be thorough. I don't want to leave anybody open-ended. So listen is six. Okay. So listen to this. Listen is on page 63. Mind you, this is September still, and we just harvested our 9 power 3 times in this 1 month. 9. 6 plus 3 is 9. Are you seeing all these, how these are signs? I don't care if they're not signs to you. They're signs to me, so you better get in where you fit in. Oh, my God. I cannot make this shit up. Seriously. What does this say? What page does that say? 6, 3, 9 power. Do you understand? That just is confirmation that everything I'm putting out there that I did with the 9 power, which anybody could have did. I put it out there before the first 9 power. Because remember, it was September 9th, September 18th, September 27th. So do what you do. So listen, you received this card because the angels wish you to get their messages through to you. They ask that you talk less and listen more. Isn't that too funny? Because like literally, even when I go to the pool, there's nobody there. So I feel like I have to make a Facebook Live and I have to always keep talking. And I tell people when I'm talking to them, if they can't pay attention, I say, you have 2 ears to listen and 1 mouth to talk. Duh, use common sense. And look at me, like I just cannot stop talking, even though this is a video and I made it and I'm talking about a whole bunch of nothing when I could have used your time a lot better. But whatever I said and touched on, trust me, it was for somebody or something. I know that for a fact. I don't know what, but it was. So it says, the angels have given you this card as a signal. Oh no, that was new partner. How did I get there? Okay. You received this card because the angels wish to get their messages through to you. They ask that you talk less and listen more. When we're stressed, we tend to chatter out of nervousness. Give your worries to the angels and trust that they've heard your prayers. If it seems they're not answering your prayers, it's probably because you're not listening to their answers. So retreat to a quiet place with the intention of listening to your angels. Then close your eyes, breathe deeply, and listen. And then I should post a link here because don't ever get confused with the Italian Renaissance on how they have angels looking like people with wings and blowing trumpets. No, you're going to see angels, if you really just shut your eyes, as little like specks, and they're going to be colored. If you're lucky, you're getting the archangel ones and they're colored. The white ones are good angels too. And you'll just see, like, say I'm looking at you, I'll just see a flash go across on the side. That's out my peripheral vision. Don't try to turn and look, because then you're not. But let me tell you a secret what you can do. At nighttime, lay in your room after you talk to the angels or called in, because I talk to the angels 24 hours a day. Anyway, that all y'all have angels around you. I put them around anybody that even crosses my path. And so just record at night. Just talk or whatever you're going to do, or play music. They love music. And play music and just record. And look through your camera as you're recording, because there will be the light from your flash of your camera, and just watch. And if you think dust is going to zoom straight in, stop, and then zoom off to the right, you can only perceive what you receive. So that's not, whatever you think it is, that's what it is. So give your words to the angels and trust that they've heard your prayers. If it seems they're not answering, okay, we did that. Then close your eyes, breathe deeply, and listen. Oh, that's what I was talking about. So the angels are orbs, and they'll be colored. So like when I did my nine manifestation a few days ago, for the first time ever, I saw like a fuchsia pink, maybe a little bit of violet in an orb. And those were two archangels. And of course, it was one of the archangels, Jophiel, which to me is archangel of wisdom, because I do the 12 chakra system. And the 12 chakra adding on the earth star, the regular 7, the colossal chakra, and then above that, the stellar gateway chakra. So additional meaning for this card: avoid noisy environments. Just imagine me dropping the mic, because I can't stand noisy environments. I can't stand walking on the strip. I will take a 3-mile detour to walk through nice, cute houses and see something I haven't seen. And I found aloe vera when I did it that way, instead of walking on a strip. So anyway, additional meaning for the card I pulled: avoid noisy environments. You've been hearing your angels correctly. Turn off the television or radio. Your hearing is becoming more sensitive because you've been tuning into the angels. Clear your ear chakras by visualizing light clearing the area above each eyebrow. Clear your ear chakras by visualizing light clearing the area above each eyebrow. Do you see how the sun just came in? And one last thing I'm going to touch on, which I don't want to give notice to. Matter of fact, I'm not going to give notice. Just listen to what I'm saying, and those have ears to hear, listen, and do. All our attention needs to focus on a few words. And what we're going to do is, thank you, Father, or Source, or Godhead, whatever you have a relationship with. I say Source or Father, even though I know it's not feminine or masculine. Thank you, Father, for protecting everything and everyone from anything and everything that is not from you, your will, nor your creation under the sky. Say it how you want to say it, but just make sure you say it many, many times a day, because they are drowning us with whatever they are pumping. And so remember, just say, thank you, Father, for protecting everything and everyone under the sky from anything and everything that is not from you, your will, nor your creation. So anyway, I'm on my way to the pool so I can listen to what the angels are telling me, because I really need to stop and listen. I'm doing all these things and I'm making forward progress, but sometimes you just need to stop and let them say congratulations, or you're doing this, or to show you that. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop talking. So anyway, gone for now, not forever.